Hello my beautiful Bitterroots and welcome to my channel, and today I have got the nudie pinks for you guys. I do have a glitter in here, but it's kind of got like this pink base to this glitter. So I just wanted to add it in with this. So I've got some, you know, pinky corals, some mauves, a deep like burgundy-ish type color, and this rosy coppery shade. So these are the next 6 polishes that I will be using for this week's Swatch My Stash. First we're gonna go with this top one. So this one is in the color Carol. Now Carol is a jelly. It's kind of like this corally shade. Okay, and there's Carol. And Carol is described as a sheer coral pink jelly nail glaze. And this is really pretty, and I have worn this a few times. So we're just going to do two coats with Carol, just to kind of give you guys the idea of what this jelly looks like. It is very, you know, with Ming, you can see Ming way better on your nails than you can Carol, because Carol just really blends into the nail, but you'll have to do about 3 coats to really start seeing the color of Carol on your nails. It's just a good one to wear for workplace in particular. I did a manicure with some gold leaf stickers, and so it looked really cool in with that manicure. So here is the first coat of Carol, and I will let this dry and come back and do a second coat with you guys. Okay, so let's do the second coat of Carol. So here we are after 2 coats of Carol. Okay, so here we are with 2 coats with Carol. Just make sure that you are looking at this little portion of my nail. So it blends in really, really well. It is a perfect everyday workplace polish, and I really love it. You know, I've been saying that a lot. Like, pretty much every Julep nail polish that I show you guys, I say I love. So anyway, this is Carol. Okay, so these next 2 polishes I'm actually going to show you together first, but I love wearing both of these polish at the same time, as this one as an accent nail, this one for all my other nails. They're absolutely beautiful. This is Tanith, the glittery one is in the color Tanith, and the other one is called Twiggy, and I just love everything about these polishes. These are two of my favorite polishes that I absolutely love to wear. So let's go with Tanith first. Now Tanith is this beautiful like mauvey, nudie mauve color with this gold glitter running through it. Micro glitter. Now Tanith is described as a warm putty with gold micro glitter, and it's just like a nudie mauve. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my absolute favorite nude polishes of all time. Opaque in 3 coats. But I just want to show you what it looks like on its own, because it's spectacular on its own or over the top of another shade like Twiggy. Normally what I do is I take Twiggy and I'll paint all my nails, and then I'll throw this one on top of Twiggy, and I'll do 2 coats of Tanith for my accent nail, and it's just so pretty. But I want to show you what it looked like on its own first. So there is the first coat of Tanith. And it's just so beautiful. I love it. So I'll let this dry and I'll come back and do a second coat of Tanith. So since this one dries pretty darn fast, let's do our second coat. And it is almost opaque in 2 coats. It's about 75% opaque in 2 coats. Such a pretty color, love this. So here we are in 2 coats. And I'm going to let this dry, and I will actually do a 3rd coat just to show you that it does completely cover in 3, even though the base is a little more sheer. But this is, like I said, my absolute favorite nude nail polish, especially in conjunction with Twiggy. Okay, so we are dry already, so I'm going to do my 3rd coat and show you the magic that is Tanith. Oh, I love this polish. My favoriteest nude shade of all time. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with this polish. You guys have no clue. So here we are, and this is Tanith. Isn't that beautiful? This is 3 coats of Tanith, or 2 coats on the top of Twiggy, but it is so beautiful. Love, love, love this. Okay, so my next polish is Twiggy, and this is another absolute favorite polish of mine. It's this beautiful, like, nudie mauve shade. So this is in the color Twiggy. And Twiggy is described as a mauve frost. And it's just super pretty. So this, I believe, is coats in 1 to 2 1 to 2. It's very close. Let's do a thicker coat over here to see how close. So you can still see the visible nail bed under there, but it is so close to being opaque. It's like 95% opaque in the first coat. So now that that is painted on, I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll do a second coat just to show you how opaque it is. As you can see with this one here, you can still see the visible nail line. So I will let this dry, and we will do a second coat. Okay, so let's do our second coat of Twiggy. It should be fully opaque in 2. You do see the brush strokes in this polish, which doesn't bother me none. I know it bothers some, but it's easier to do thinner coats with this polish just because of the brush strokes. So here we are with 2 coats with Twiggy, and I just love this color of polish. I would love to see if I can find somewhat of a dupe for this polish. I think Raising the Bar for Sally Hansen might be a dupe. Let me go look. Okay, here is Raising the Bar for Sally Hansen, and here is Twiggy. So it looks like they're pretty darn close, except for this one is a little cooler. Huh. I'm gonna paint this on my thumb. Yeah, it is more pink. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. It is definitely more pink than Twiggy. But it is very similar. Very, very similar. This is more of a warmer pink and this is a cooler tone. But yeah, pretty darn close. Not too bad though. This next polish is Terra. And Terra is a beautiful, just chunky glitter, hexagonal glitters. And it's got, you know, like coppery glitter, copper glitters, silver glitters, there's blue. It's just this beautiful polish and I really do love this. I'm going to show you what it looks like just by painting it on as is. I'm not going to paint it on a sponge and sponge on the glitter. Now Terra is described as silver periwinkle copper chunky glitter top coat. So I'm going to do probably, let's do 3 coats with Terra. It is, as you can see on the brush, it is pretty jam-packed with glitters. I got a little too much of the base coat on. Okay, so there we are after the first coat. So as a top coat, it does pretty good. You have to work with it a bit. If you put too much of the polish on, do thick coats, then it's a little hard to keep them not from wiping off when you do the next brush stroke. So just try to keep it with thin coats and you'll be fine. So I'll let this dry and we'll do a second coat. Gonna do my second coat. The second coat is always the easiest one to do because I'm doing this without a base coat. So when you do it without a base coat, it gets kind of slippery. If you use a base coat, it sticks the glitters stick to it a little better, so you're not having to fight with the glitter as much. So here is the second coat. I'm just going to stop at 2 coats here. And as you can see, it's a little more easy to work with after 2 coats. And it's not fully opaque, but again, this is a top coat. I normally wear this as a topper to this one, which I showed in a previous swatch. This is in the color Kayla, which is this beautiful like periwinkle shade, and it looks so beautiful together. Actually, let Let's do this real quick. So here is beautiful like chunky glitter top coat. Again, you could use the sponge method and really just sponge it on. If you want just one accent nail with this, it would be perfect with that. I painted my nail real quick with Kayla, and I'm just going to throw a top coat over this so I can show you how I normally wear Tara. So here we are over the top of Kayla. I just threw on one coat of Kayla. I just wanted to show you how nice this looks together. So I threw on one coat of Kayla and one coat of Tara, and look how beautiful that is together. I love this. The next polish is in Sawyer. And Sawyer is this beautiful like burgundy duochrome shade, and it's got kind of like this, you know, coppery shift to it. It's so pretty. There is Sawyer. There we go. So Sawyer is described as a copper patina molten. And this is a beautiful, beautiful shade for the fall. This one is opaque in one coat. So here is Sawyer. See, it's completely 100% opaque in one coat. And it is an absolute beautiful fall shade. Love this one. Okay, so the last color we are doing for this week is this beautiful matte metallic coppery shade, and this is in the color Rashida. And Rashida is described as a rosy copper matte metallic. This one is opaque in one coat. Ridiculous how jam-packed a metallic this is. It does have a little bit of, you know, shimmer in there too. It's so pretty. I really like it. But of course I say that with all my julep polishes. You know what? As you guys can see, you know, I have close to 100 julep nail polishes. I probably do have 100 julep nail polishes. I'll have to, when I get done with all this, I'll have to count them all up. But I just love julep in particular, and there's very few shades that I actually do not like, so. This is a thin coat, so I just wanted to show you what it looks like with just a thin coat and show you guys how opaque it is with a thin coat. You don't even have to do thick coats to make this completely opaque. Just one little thin coat and you're out the door. And if you don't like this matte formula, throw a glossy top coat on it and you are good to go. I do have like this little nick that's in my nail there. I damaged it back here, and so it's been taking a long time for that little section to grow out. So here we are with a thin coat, and as you can see, it is completely opaque in one thin coat. And as you could see from my first finger, see that matte shine to the pinky still kind of shiny. See how fast that dries? By the time I got down to this one is completely dry. So I will let all of them completely dry and come back and show you the finished product. But it's just a beautiful, I love this fall shade because since it's a rosy copper shade, it goes, it's so complementary to my skin tone because I have pink undertones in my skin. So here we are. So here we are fully dry, and you can see that it does have that matte finish. It isn't like extremely matte, but throwing on a glossy top coat, if you don't like that matte, I don't mind it. I have no problems with texture on my nails whatsoever. So, you know, things like the sand finishes or glitter or matte, I just like it all. I just like nail polish, so it's all good. It's all good. So this is Rashida. So thank you guys for joining me in this week's Swatch My Stash, and I will see you guys next week. Woohoo!